You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down.
Look at the stars. The great kings of the past look down on us from those stars. So whenever you feel alone, just remember that those kings will always be there to guide you.
I don't think it is very useful to speculate on what God might or might not be able to do. Rather, we should examine what he actually does with the universe we live in.
We are all explorers, driven to know what's over the horizon. The most profound discoveries are not necessarily beyond that next star. They're within us, woven into the threads that bind us.
Hello, beautiful people. Happy Thursday, happy Jupiter day, and happy birthday to today's notable Scorpios, quite a few of them, including Kendall Jenner, Colin Kaepernick, Anna Wintour, definitely giving that intensity Scorpio vibes for sure. Roseanne Barr is a Scorpio, Charles Bronson. Wow. Long list today. If you are a Scorpio or if you know someone else who is celebrating a birthday today, let us know in the comments so we can celebrate them too. Nick is here, Rachel is here, and we have all positivity to talk about today. All positive transits. The moon is in Pisces, making a lot of different positive connections. And don't we love that? So you're welcome to let me know how the energy is feeling for you today so far, but we're just going to dive right into this quick little forecast today. The sun is in Scorpio, the moon is in Pisces. So we're definitely feeling that water energy. Now, we talk about positivity. We talk about the fact that we have literally only positive transits, supportive connections among the planets, but we have the sun and moon and water signs. So emotions could still come up pretty easily today because Scorpio energy is very deep, very intense, takes us to the dark depths of ourselves, and Pisces energy heightens our sensitivities. So I want to give that caveat before you think, oh gosh, like I'm not feeling the energy because I'm feeling a little emotional. That's okay. But for the most part, we have a lot of uplifting things to talk about today. Nick's feeling okay today. Rachel says she's feeling really tired, didn't sleep last night, really feeling that need for surrender. That's eclipse season. Surrender, then surrender some more. So the moon is in Pisces. It's the waxing gibbous moon as we make our way towards the lunar eclipse in Taurus next Tuesday. And the moon is making a lot of different connections actually today that are almost previews of the energy we will feel during the eclipse. All of the connections that the moon is making today will be very prominent right at the time of the eclipse. So that's not to scare you, but just to give you a little preview of what we'll be talking about next week. Here's a look at the current chart. You can see the moon in Pisces. 7 a.m., the moon and sun locked into a nice harmonious trine. So the moon, when it was at 11 degrees, the sun also at 11 degrees, you can see just pulling away from that balanced 120-degree angle this morning. Remember, the moon represents our internal emotions. The sun represents our external awareness. So when the moon and the sun are harmonizing with each other in this way, we have a balanced sense of expression and ease in expressing our emotions as well. This transit to start out the day just gives us a natural confidence. We are also very tapped into our intuition. We talked about being tapped into our emotions, but Scorpio and Pisces are two of the most intuitive signs as well. So it might be that you're feeling a little more confidence in your intuition. And if you're not quite there yet, taking some restful time, some quiet time to yourself under this Pisces moon could help you get there, because remember, when the moon is in Pisces, our senses are heightened, but Pisces is also associated with rest, with healing, with release. Again, we've been dealing all week really with this contrast between the moon's phase and the sign the moon is actually in. So the waxing gibbous moon, it's building energy, it's taking in more information, it's refining and adjusting, but the Pisces energy just wants us to sleep and rest and release. So you might be feeling a little bit of that duality too. But just remember, your emotions are data as well. So tapping into your intuition, taking some restful moments to really assess how you're feeling can help you adjust or figure out the best way to move forward. And truly what Rachel said about surrendering is the best advice I could give right now because we're not in control. It's eclipse season. We're never really in control, but the Pisces moon is this really beautiful invitation to surrender as well. Nikki says, I slept well last night, having a very relaxing day, chilling out with your coffee. Love that. Very Pisces. Feeling pretty optimistic today. We love that too. So yes, the moon and sun connecting like this brings optimism, brings confidence, just brings an ease in general to going about our day. 11 a.m., the moon makes its next connection. Of course, this is all in Pacific time. The moon at 11 a.m., let me see if it's showing up just yet. We'll jump ahead an hour here. It's going to make a sextile to the North Node over here. See this? And then also a trine to Venus right around noon. So positive connections to the North Node and to Venus. Now, I mentioned this is kind of a little bit of a preview of the eclipse energy because when the moon is opposing the sun during the lunar eclipse, it will be conjunct Uranus, opposite Venus, and squaring Saturn. So the transits we're talking about are these nice little positive previews of what that culmination of energy will look like. But it's a nice taste. It's just a little taste, a little preview, if you will, and in a positive way. I keep saying positive, but we got to celebrate the positivity while we can during eclipse season, right? Hi, Corby. So the moon making a positive connection actually to both the North and South nodes and forming a trine to Venus. This transit this afternoon really feels like the path ahead is unfolding. If we just can lean into love, lean into the optimism some of us are feeling already, it can open up more easily. And with the moon trine Venus, love can come through very easily. It's also a reminder of the law of attraction. Venus being the planet of attraction, when the moon and Venus harmonize, we're very open to our ability to attract. And the more open we can be today, the more easily what we're trying to attract is going to come to us. I think this transit this afternoon, the moon connecting with the North Node and Venus, is also an invitation to align with how it would feel to have the thing you want. So this is a basic principle of manifestation, but if you're in the energy already of what it would feel like to have that thing, let's just use $1 million because I think all of us are trying to manifest $1 million or something of that nature, right? But it could be a new job, it could be health, it could be, a love, right? All these things that people are trying to manifest, which, by the way, we don't recommend during eclipse season, but I'm a firm believer that we're always manifesting with our thoughts, our words, our actions. So today is that invitation, and it's easier today as well to align with the energy that we're calling in. And that means if I'm calling in $1 million, how would it feel if I already had $1 million? Trying to lean into that energy, because when you raise your vibration to that thing, it can come to you more easily. So the moon harmonizing with Venus, really allowing for us to attract our desires more easily. And the sextile to the North Node at the same time is just asking us, if we lean into love, if we lean into feeling how it would feel to already have the thing we want, the path ahead to get there gets a little bit clearer and opens up a little bit more easily. So another aspect packed full of good vibes. And if you're not quite feeling that positivity just yet, the moon forming a sextile to the North Node is the invitation to just lean into it. Lean into the positivity. Maybe even just take a little afternoon break and do something that you love with the moon harmonizing with Venus. What would make life feel a little bit more beautiful? What would make you feel a little bit more attractive or loved? You know, maybe it's an invitation to give that thing to yourself, especially if you're calling in love or forward movement in a relationship. How would it feel to already have that thing? How would it feel to be loved? And you can give that to yourself too today. The Pisces moon is this nice, sweet reminder that love can heal and that we have the ability to tap into love at any time, even if you're not in a relationship or if you don't have a lot of people around you that you can receive that from. Pisces energy is all about one love, one consciousness, and really the love of the universe always being present for you to tap into. So we can all just lean in a little more today. Let's see. You guys are chatty today. Definitely positive today. Beautiful. Feeling that surrender to unconditional love and that it will point me in the right direction. You're already one step ahead of me, Rachel. I surrender my desires to the universe, that it will happen if it's meant to be. Amazing. I just popped on and I see Rachel said surrender. That's legit the vibe over here. That's the Pisces moon vibe in general. Just really love how these energies are flowing for me. And even like that statement in general is beautiful. Acknowledging what's going well. I really love that I have this community. I really love that the sun is shining today. I really love that everything is working out in my favor. Yesterday, so many insights. Today is just surrender to who I am and trust myself. And to remember, we can't always be climbing and doing and having these powerful insights every day. That would be very overwhelming. So there are days like today where it's okay to just take a chill pill, surrender, pause. And when we're in that state of just letting things flow is usually when things flow more easily. When we're not trying so hard to get the thing we want, it can come to us a little more easily because there's no resistance. There's no and I say resistance in the sense of, oh, I want that thing so badly. When there's such a deep desire, we're almost creating resistance to the thing we want because we need it. And being in the energy of need is really not being in the energy of receiving, right? Because we have this clinginess to it almost, or this desperation. And we don't need to be desperate. Everything that's meant for us is flowing to us. Trust under the Pisces moon. Recently, when I'm feeling a kind of way or low, I've been reminding myself how far I've come and the growth just within the last year. Absolutely. And that's a beautiful energy to be in. Gratitude. That's going to align you to the next step, the path ahead, all the things. If you're feeling lost, that's definitely a byproduct of the Pisces moon. Being a little lost, gratitude is a great way to come back to yourself. I did an abundance frequency manifestation this morning when I was still in bed. Yes, yes, yes. Feeling that trine to Venus. No one claimed Powerball last night. So you're telling me that I'm going to win the Powerball. Yeah? If I win the Powerball, everybody who's here right now gets at least $1,000. I'm just saying. We're speaking it out there. We're manifesting today, but we don't need it. We're just open to it. It's a great example of me trying, or at least me trying to give an example of what I'm talking about. A day of purpose, aligning with our purpose. Katie says, this eclipse, I've been feeling more permission to be the positive parts of me. Beautiful. I've been through a lot of trauma, and sometimes it's hard not to feel like my trauma is who I am. I'm ready to change that. Yes. And with all that Capricorn in your chart too, it's really easy to fall into the but this, or what we're worrying about, or these things that are a little lower vibe, if you will. But giving yourself permission to just be positive and see the positive side of things is such a beautiful thing, especially for you or for anybody with tons of Capricorn in their chart. Wow, I surrender. You guys are all on the same page today. Working on some new paintings this afternoon. Beautiful energy to work with Venus. Creativity can flow really easily with Venus trine the moon in Pisces. Pisces is a very creative energy. Venus is a very creative energy. That could be a great way to align with a higher vibration, with positivity. When we're in that creative flow and we're just surrendering to what comes through, we're attracting beauty to us. We're attracting abundance to us. So creativity can be a great way to play into this energy as well. Hi, Diane. Speaking to my obsessive controlling Scorpio 8th house placement about the desperation to have the thing you want. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Crazy busy unpacking everything from the wedding. Diane says, I thought it would be a time of relaxation, but it's been a lot of work since. That's okay too, but full permission to give yourself an hour or two today of just rest, relax, creativity. I know you're a very creative person too, so it will get done. It will get done all in good time. Just give yourself time to relax a little bit today too. Sorry, I didn't say hello. It's okay. You were coming in hot. We feel that. Moon trine sun. It's like, hello, I'm here. I'm confident. Yeah. Manifesting that money. Aren't we all? Trust. I love that this is the only comment right now from Fig Nation. Just trust. Beautiful. Oh, and then relax is good. I mean, we can't lie. These are truths. Can I just say I love this community? We love you, my Pisces rising self. Just feeling the gratitude with you all this morning. And the sun is going to move into your first house soon, Court. I think it might still be in your 12th house. So definitely a deep surrender for you. But the next couple of days are going to be so great for you. We're calling it in for Court. It took us months to unpack after your wedding, Rose says. See, solidarity. Just surrender to the process. Going with the flow, all in its own time. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So we talked about 2 very positive transits today. We have one more to talk about, and that is a sextile between the moon and Uranus. This happens at 6 p.m. Pacific time, so 9 p.m. Eastern time. Jump ahead and show you what it does look like. Here we go. Okay. So the moon at 17 degrees, Uranus at 17 degrees. You can see that nice 60-degree angle between them, that supportive aspect between them. And this is helping us lean into change, lean into the unfolding, lean into the possibility, lean into the innovation. Throughout the day, we've already cultivated all of this positive energy. We've allowed love to flow through. Maybe we've been a little creative, and we've fully surrendered to what is to come, what plan the universe has for us that we don't even know is possible yet, right? And the end of the day with this sextile between the moon and Uranus just opens us a little further to disruption in a way, but positive disruption, giving us a taste of that eclipse energy, of the changes that are happening. So a sextile between the moon and Uranus is just opening us simply to change. It's an invitation, again, to get excited about the possibilities and to trust. The moon is still in Pisces, so to surrender to the changes, to trust in the changes happening for you, and to remember that not all changes are bad. Sometimes the word change gets this negative connotation, like, oh gosh, change, But imagine if nothing ever changed. I mean, just as a woman, imagine if nothing had ever changed for us. Things would be very different if we were still living the way people lived hundreds, thousands of years ago. Change is part of our human evolution. Change is part of our personal evolution. If we never changed from the moment we came out of the womb, we wouldn't be here right now. We wouldn't even be talking, right? So change can be very positive. And the moon forming a sextile to Uranus reminds us to get excited about change and to trust in change under this Pisces moon. Oh, so proud of each and every one of you. How sweet, Rachel. We are proud of you. Reminds me of moving, months to get unpacked. I'm still not unpacked, and I've lived in this house for 4 years. So, I mean, I am to a certain extent, but there's always things moving and changing. I'm always trying to get caught up with the housework and all the things. So just let it flow. It's okay. It'll happen in its own time. You are more than welcome to book a reading with me, or I'm sure there's actually a free resource on my website too, where you can look at your birth chart and then you can just buy a report to read through it on your own. You can find that in the QR code or down in the description below, or you can book a reading with me, or you can find a friend who knows astrology and have them look at your chart too, whatever works best for you. Thank goodness for change. Yeah. I love that. Oh no, like, yeah, Matt, just take a moment and imagine, like, what if things never changed? Like, where would you be? Not in a good place, probably. So change is positive. Just as much as it can be scary, it can bring a lot of positivity. And today's affirmation, moving on to this, is I align with the energy I'm calling in. Going back to what we were talking about with manifestation, if you want to call in something big in your life, something small in your life, the easiest way to do it is to feel like you already have it. Align with the energy of how it would feel to already have the thing you're calling in. And that could simply be aligning with joy, aligning with ease, aligning with abundance, allowing yourself to feel these things, as Katie just touched on, allowing herself to feel optimism, to feel positivity. That is the easiest way to get what you want in terms of the law of attraction. And we're really playing into the law of attraction today with Venus harmonizing with the moon. Yes, and we're having a workshop, a month-long container starting in January, where I will send you all a video with the basics of how to read your chart, and then we'll go through how to track the transits through your chart over 4 weeks together. We're going to meet together. It's going to be so much fun. We'll actually be able to see all of your faces over Zoom. So if you're loving this community, got to be there. I just threw a link in the chat, and the price will go up on Tuesday. So if you want to join us, we already have like 6 or 7 people signed up. It's going to be a really fun time. It's a great way to align with the energy you're calling in. Speaking of which, you know, if you're calling in, understanding yourself, your birth chart a little bit better, today's a great day with all this positive energy, with all this manifestation talk, to commit to January and send light ahead for yourself. Align with the energy that you'll be feeling in January when we're all together. It's going to be so much fun. And you were all signed up, which is amazing. You'll all get to talk with each other finally. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, I can't wait to have you too, Rose. So we're aligning with the energy we're calling in, and we will close out our quick episode today with a pull from the Work Your Light Oracle deck by Rebecca Campbell. One of my favorite decks. Really feels like there's a lot of positive energy with this deck too. When I was choosing a deck today, I was like, what is the most positive deck I can pull from? Of course, you know, there are positive and warning cards in every deck, but I always love the messages that come through with this one. They always feel very uplifting. Rachel says something that keeps coming up for me is, what if this happened? My mom told me my path might have changed, and same with my partner, but it all aligned for me to be here now. Yes. And that's where the trust comes in. That's where the surrender comes in. Rachel, I can't tell you how many moments I have had just like that in my life, in my relationship. Like, well, what if this didn't happen? What if this did happen? Or I wish this didn't happen, or I wish this did happen, right? And I have learned some of my biggest lessons and truly stepped fully into who I am and my own power through the hardships, through the things that in the moment I wish weren't happening. So, and now in hindsight, I'm like, okay, I can see the lesson I learned through that, or I can see how that made me who I am, or why the universe put that obstacle on my path. But when you're in it, it's really hard to see it. Almost impossible sometimes to see it. So just trust in yourself, trust in your intuition, Trust that you know what's best for you and let the universe work its magic. Sounds like it would be cool, but still have a landline phone and never used Zoom. But you're on the internet right now, right? So if you have email, you can make it work. You can make it work. I think so. And you have 2 months to figure it out. So if you want to be part of it, Nick, open invitation for you. It will also, after our, my plan is after our live 4 weeks together, that it'll just be a program you can purchase on your own on my website. So if you're not as into the live calls on Zoom, maybe that's an option for you. Yes, glad we can at least connect with you here, Nick. Rachel says lots of processing because my life would have been different if they made the choice they were thinking. Knowing this, it's helping me with that trust in the universe. And sometimes the universe, God, spirit works through people, you know. Missed opportunities lead to other opportunities. A great example of this is I had this company reach out to me earlier this year and make me this offer for this really amazing job. And I was so excited about it. I was kind of freaking out and like told my closest friends and family, and then they sort of ghosted me. And, you know, for a second I was like, oh, a little bummed about it, but just trusting, okay, that wasn't meant for me. It's opening me up to something else. It's giving me space to let this grow, let this develop. So again, it all comes back to surrender and trust. Yeah. It can be heavy for me, but what's on the other side of this shedding will be so good. It's been weighing me down for too long, and you deserve to feel lighter. You deserve to feel good, Katie. So remember that too. The moon connecting with Venus and the sun in these very harmonious ways today. You deserve to feel good. Let yourself feel good, even if just for a moment, even if you're just putting on your favorite song, singing at the top of your lungs by yourself. You deserve to feel good. Sending love to Rachel. I do intend to get a chart reading someday when I figure out the tech, all in its own time. Absolutely, Nick. Okay, with that, let's all take a deep breath together, whether you're here with me live or joining after the fact. You deserve to feel good, and you deserve to take a nice deep breath. So here we go. Breathe in. Hold. And release. What do we need to know? Whoa! We've been talking so much about positivity. Wow. The card we got was no. Just no. I'm like, this is the most positive deck. The card we got is no. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. Okay, universe, we hear you. We hear you. So what is the message that's coming through? You are being called to either pause or say no. Saying yes to something that isn't in alignment with you will drain your energy and your time. Hold out for a congruent, aligned 100% yes. Often when we are looking for guidance to make a decision, it can be frustrating not to move into clear and considered action. However, timing is everything, and not receiving clear guidance is actually guidance in itself. We all go through times known as waiting periods. These times are crucial for our body to regenerate, the new path to formulate, and the universe to begin creating things on our behalf. You don't need to be plowing forward all the time to move forward. A potent, congruent yes when the time is right will put you ahead leaps and bounds. Don't force things now just because it seems like the only option. Take a breather and wait. The waiting is actually very productive, for when the time for movement comes, you will be ready to dive right in. Use this time to regenerate and ponder what you truly want. Consider the options. If the options are not clear, don't fear, because this time is a gift. Use it to tend to your garden and take a rest. Hello, Pisces moon. To take a moment from your busy life to clear the decks and prepare for the time in the future. For come spring, clarity will bloom and you will have the reserves, space, and drive to say yes and act and move accordingly. Say no, postpone, or wait. Yeah, and this card can feel a little bit harsh, like no. And it's not that it's saying like to cut things off or say no to things, but it's very in alignment with eclipse season and with this Pisces moon of just surrendering, resting, and trusting. This isn't necessarily the time to force things along or to push the needle forward. Instead, just in general with eclipse season, it's the time to take our hands off the wheel and take a rest and let the universe work its magic. Like we just were talking about, it's those times when we're in surrender, we're in flow, that things can start to unfold a little more easily. No fear. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, and Diane says, Nick, it's part of your process too. The universe is teaching you new technology as it's bringing you the astrology. I love that. I love that. But no can be positive. Boundaries. Yeah, boundaries definitely coming up with this card. Solo karaoke party for Katie tomorrow. We love that for you. More with timing or boundaries. Yeah, 12th house Saturn. That's a big fat no. Speaks to me of my career. Spring is Diane's Jupiter return. And, you know, this also feels like a winter card. This is the time as fall sets in, as the weather gets colder, that we start to slow down, we start to hibernate, we start to rest and not do as much. Maybe saying no to all of the obligations that are coming up. That could be the meaning of this card for some people too. I surrender. Yes. Pisces sun. Okay, so the moon is crossing over your sun probably today or tomorrow. Gonna be feeling good, hopefully, Fig Nation. We needed the reminder. This is aligned with all the cards I've been pulling lately, Katie says. I was in a 7-year abusive relationship that's been affecting my relationship now. It's time to let that trauma go, but it's a process. Just surrendering to the process too, knowing that our past is a part of us always. And so there might be things that get triggered, even if you think you're fully healed. Sometimes the triggers show us, oh, there's still something left unhealed within us. And that's okay too. It's not our job to heal. It's not our job to always move on from everything. Sometimes it's our job to just feel the things we're feeling and let ourselves surrender to whatever's coming up and showing us what might still be affecting us subconsciously. That is very much a Pisces moon vibe too. These sensitive emotions that we're feeling are indicative of what our subconscious is always feeling without us fully realizing it. I'll bring the wine. Cute. Yeah, we could all do karaoke together. It has to be in the universe's timing. I cannot force the healing. Exactly. You said it better than I did. Exactly. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. But don't force it, everybody. Just go with the flow today. Thanksgiving isn't even here yet. If that stresses you out, don't need to take any action on Christmas just yet. It's all good. Lots of layers. Always the layers. Aw, sending you love, Katie. Thank you for sharing and being vulnerable. We will always be here for you to help you with this healing. All of the sweetness today under this Pisces moon. All of the good vibes. Hope life treats you better. I think it is. I think life is treating Katie just fine from when I talked with her, and only good things are ahead for her. Yeah. All right, everybody. That is going to do it for this episode of transits today. Venus in Libra wanting to come out. Well, tap into your Venus in Libra as the moon harmonizes with Venus today. Tap into that love and that creative flow. Yes, you are very supported. We all love you, Katie. If you found this video helpful, if you're new here, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel so we can keep these videos coming to you for free every single day. Go ahead and like this video if you found it helpful. Maybe share it with a friend that might need some positivity, some guidance today as well. Thank you for being here. I hope you have the most beautiful Thursday ahead of you. Yes, our experiences give us gratitude that we have today. I resonate with this deeply. Thank you for sharing, Katie. And before I go, something very exciting. Tomorrow is my 1-year anniversary of this live stream. So haven't decided exactly how we're going to celebrate, but I'm thinking it'll be an episode you don't want to miss. I don't know why yet. We're surrendering. We're flowing with it. We're going to tap into creativity this afternoon as the moon and Venus are harmonizing and see what comes through. But it will definitely be a celebration. And I hope you can all join me tomorrow morning. Yes, we will all celebrate. Maybe a karaoke party. No, you don't all need to listen to me sing karaoke. Thank you all. Thank you. Yeah, more wine. Yes, so I will see you all tomorrow for a celebration. But until I see you next, I hope you have a beautiful day and I hope you stay curious.
Thank you so much for joining us and aligning with the energy of the universe today. If you enjoyed this morning's episode of Transits Today, you can join our live astrology discussion every weekday morning right here wherever you're watching. And head to thespiritualjournalist.com to read your daily astrology forecast and browse the Spiritual Shop. The most fun way to help keep these forecasts free and support more content like this is to buy yourself a little something on our website. But if you're feeling extra generous, you can also buy me a coffee to fuel future live streams. Just tap the link in the description or head to buymeacoffee.com and search The Spiritual Journalist. And speaking of, you can also tune in to The Spiritual Journalist, our weekly live interview where we ask our guests questions about everything from crystals and manifestation to mental health and the environment. Those conversations stream live right here wherever you're watching now every Tuesday. I'm so grateful you found us here, and I can't wait for our next conversation.